tap into your market. With recruiting and staffing, there are two markets that you have to tap into versus one, which makes it even 10 times more or 2 times more challenging than the person who only has one market that they need to support. You have to think about your brand. You have to think about your approach. You have to think about marketing. And then we're also bound by legal guidelines. So you have to be compliant. There are policies and procedures that have to be written and put in place before you ever start running. And then you have to actually build out your strategies, think about them, and get them ready for launch, right? So it takes 7 weeks. We're talking about content that has to be created for the website, content for the lead magnets, content for the sell sheet. We're talking about making sure the contracts have been reviewed by your attorneys. We're talking like it's core fundamental things that have to take place. So it's a super comprehensive course. By the time you leave that course and you graduate, because we do an audit at the end, you go into the running course. All you've got to do is click on the button to start executing your execution strategies, and you start running the business. And you come to class every week, and I show you how to turn what you think is how to run the business into how it really means to run the business. And in our running course, like our first week, we had a girl, she ended up filling 50 positions. She made like 50 grand in her first 30 days. Like, dang, you know, she's doing a testimonial video now about it. So it's like you gradually move through the process. When you're running a business, most people think of business, and I'll tell you the third thing that sets me apart in a second, but most people think of starting a business as, okay, I have this idea, I went and legalized it, now I should get and the business should be $1 billion business right now at this very moment because I said so, and that's a bunch of crock. Like if you are, when you are birthing something, you're birthing something. Like a baby takes 9 months, a human being takes 9 months to bake just to be born. I'm telling you, it's going to take 7 weeks for your baby to be born. That's a big difference.
Oh, good. I didn't look at it that way, but yeah, that's really, it helps to visualize what you're saying.
And then, Nicole, after you birth the baby, you've got to wait a year or two before the baby can start walking and talking and feeding itself, eating itself, before it becomes independent enough. It has to learn how to function as a human being. If you take that same journey with your business, people are trying to start a business and automatically have their business baby grow up to be an adult day one.
And that's a problem because I've been married. Well, I've been with my husband for over 11 years, but we've been married for 4. So it's a mind thing. It's almost like now that we're married, is this paper going to change? You know, no, you're still working on something.
Yeah.
You know, that's the only way it's going to work. Yeah. If you work on something and keep it going.
And keep it going.
And keep it going, because the child is not going to keep you together. Yeah. You know, you have to want it. Yeah, you have to really want to be in that situation to make it work.
It has to be an everyday consistent thing. You know, it's true. And so I really kind of coach my staffing preneurs that, you know, don't come in here on your last dime, first of all. That's not how you start a business.
Right.
Don't come in here on your last dime. Don't come in here, you know, unless you're ready to take your time and pace yourself. Understand, to see success in this business, for some people, yes, it can be immediate. But for most people, it takes a year or 2 or 6 months to a year. For some people, it takes 4 or 5 years in order for them to get it based on what they have going on the inside in their environment. Everybody's on their own individual journey, but you have to understand growth happens at a different rate for everyone, but be realistic. Now, the final thing, I know I'm going hard, but the final thing is that I teach the psychology side of the business, and no other instructor on the market does that. And recruiting and staffing is a psychology and a sales business. If you're going to have conversations with people, you have to be able to understand how people think. And I've been in this industry for such a long time that every scenario I can pretty much hear what's happening through the lines. I can talk about scenarios that will take place and how you want to handle those scenarios. So I don't want to just give information for you to just go out there and build something that's going to be a piece of shit. Excuse my French. I'm just going to keep it real. I want you to build something where you're actually going to be able to impact the lives of people.
That's right.
Absolutely going to be able to impact our economy, and you're able to leave a legacy for yourself in the works that you do and or through financially with you and your family. That is my mission. That's my goal. So my course represents that. It's giving you a full view. We're going to build your business out the right way from the very beginning. We bring in guests that come in, specialists, attorneys, accountants, all types of people that come into the community to tell you how to handle your business. We have folks that come in and tell you how to get loans. We help you with your funding for your payroll, your technology. We have an amazing partner that we work with. We work with an amazing job board partner. We pretty much provide everything that you would need to really get your niche recruitment and staffing business up to life and generating revenue within the first 3 to 6 months after launching.
Okay. And I the one thing that comes up all the time when someone, I'm going to give everyone a takeaway. What do you tell someone that cannot embrace change? Because it's going to happen. It's going to happen during the duration of this presentation, this workshop, these 7 weeks. You know, how do people that can't embrace change, how do they function? So maybe they should not be the ones to call or join, or maybe you're not the one to be in that type of environment. How do we tell those people that you have to know how to embrace change?
Well, I have somewhat of a different perspective. I feel like everyone should take the opportunity to embark on each individual journey that their heart leads them to. You never really know what you're capable of or what you're good at until you try something, right?
That's true.
So I believe that people should step out and try things. Now, when you get in it, if you find that this is not for you, and I'll be very honest, staffing is not for everyone. You have to have thick skin to be in staffing. You have to love people to be in staffing. You've got to love the industry that you're supporting to be in staffing. You've got to like money to be in staffing. You've got to care about people and have soul to be in staffing. You've got to be okay with rejection to be in staffing. You've got to be tech savvy to be in staffing. So it's not for everyone, but when you get in there and you see, okay, maybe this is not for me, what I always ask people to do is to connect with your coach, because then maybe it's me that can show you how to pivot. Maybe the path that you were looking to take wasn't necessarily staffing. Maybe the path that you were looking to take was to connect with me, so that I can guide you to where you need to be. But staffing was the way that you got to me. So I always feel like there are connection points in the universe. And sometimes we don't even see the right connection points. We're next to the connection point we're supposed to be. We're next to it, but we're not.
That is a fact.
Right? So sometimes you just have to take somewhat of a different path. Nicole, when I wake up in the morning and I do my meditation, I literally push my energy out in the world, and then I receive the energy that's coming back to me, and I let the world know whoever I meant to impact today, I make myself available. I make myself available energetically to whoever my energy is supposed to connect with today. And you'll be very surprised how just that one brief interaction with the universe will open up doors. A gentleman told me today, I called him. He said, I wasn't supposed to talk to you today, D. Williams. I missed my flight. He said, I'm supposed to be on a flight right now. He said, but something happened. I got depressed and missed my flight. And now you are here on this line giving it to me. I know that it was meant for me to miss my flight because I know how I feel now You don't even know where I was before I talked to you. And so, and the funny thing is that it took me 3 days to call this guy back, right? So the timing was, it was that connection point for me pushing that energy out. So I had a really, I know I'm taking a lot of your time. I'm so passionate.
No, I enjoy it. And guess what? I'm feeling it. I connect and I receive. So thank you.
So I want to tell you that there's a lady in my community that I absolutely love. She came in with so much fire and passion. I think she's in her 70s. And she's a nurse. And she's not from the United States, but she lives here. And she's got the most beautiful spirit, the most beautiful soul in the world. However, she is not very good with technology at all. I mean, at all. I'll just say it that way. And because she's so wonderful, a lot of the other ladies kind of took to her and as kind of like an elder, right? And let me